Hi everyone, and welcome to Lipstick on a Rig. Today I'm going to be showing you how to work a single crochet continuous loop circle. And this is a precursor to some of my basket and other tutorial videos. And for this project, I'm going to be working with size 4 worsted weight cotton yarn. And this is just the Lily Sugar and Cream brand, but you can use any yarn that you have. I'm also going to be working with a size F or 5 or 3.75 millimeter crochet hook, but again, this will work with any size crochet hook. I'm also going to be using a scrap piece of yarn as a stitch marker. And we're going to begin with a magic circle, and inside of it we're going to place 6 single crochet stitches. And if you're unfamiliar with any of the stitches used in this pattern, then please check the links in the description because I will have my stitch tutorials listed down there for you. And once you have your 6 single crochets inside your magic circle, then you're just going to pull on that tail to close the gap in it. And for this next portion, I am going to crochet over my tail, but you don't have to, and not every pattern will require that. So I'll show you how to do it, but it's just an option that you have. And we won't be starting and stopping each individual row as this is a continuous loop pattern. So our pattern is going to act like a spiral instead of a circle. And the pattern for this next row is going to be to place 2 single crochets in each stitch in our row. So we're going to begin right here with our first single crochet stitch. And if you're crocheting over your tail, then you're just going to drape it over your crochet hook beside your stitch. And then you're just going to complete your single crochet stitch like normal. It might be a little tight. Go ahead and add your second single crochet stitch in that same stitch. And after I've placed my first 2 stitches, this is where I add my stitch marker to the first stitch of each row. Just like that. So go ahead and place 2 single crochets in each stitch in your row until you get back to your stitch marker, and you should have a total of 12 single crochet stitches. And once you get back to your stitch marker, you can remove it. And basically the pattern from here is going to be to add 6 stitches in each row. So for our next row, we're going to place 1 single crochet in our first stitch and then 2 single crochets in our second stitch. And we're going to follow that pattern going all the way around our row. And when we get back to our stitch marker, we should have a total of 18 single crochet stitches. And the pattern for our next row is going to be to place 1 single crochet in our first 2 stitches and then 2 single crochets in our third stitch. And we're just going to repeat that going all the way around our row, and when we get done, we should have a total of 24 single crochet stitches. And basically, we are just following a formula for our increasing pattern. So the formula is you're going to take your upcoming row number. So for example, we're coming up on row 5, and you're going to subtract it by 1. And that is the stitch where you're going to place 2 single crochets instead of 1. So in row 5, we're going to place 1 single crochet in our first 3 stitches and then 2 single crochets in our 4th stitch. And that's the pattern we're going to repeat around our row. If we were on our 10th row, for example, then we would place 1 single crochet in our first 8 stitches and then 2 single crochets in our 9th stitch, because that's 10 minus 1. And if you want to know how many stitches you should have in each row, you just multiply the row number by 6. So in row 5, we should have 30 stitches, but in row 10, we should have 60. And if you're not interested in doing that math, then I will list out the first 100 rows on my blog in a pattern. And you can print that off or you can save it to your computer so you don't have to go to the blog every time. And if you're doing this as a precursor to one of my videos, then all you really need to know is how many rows you have to increase and the number of stitches in your latest row. So please let me know in the comments below if you experienced any issues while you were making this, and I will do my best to help you out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, Lipstick on a Rig. Thank you so much for working with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.